don't even know if we're live, Johnson. Are we live? Oh, I'm good. I'm up. Thanks, Buck. I appreciate it. This is crazy. I guess it's okay. I'm back, Johnson. Okay. See? 1080p, no problem. It sucks when you pay for the year. So yeah, I paid. How's the mic volume? Is the mic low? Seems like it might be a little bit low if I remember this damn system, man. Testing. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right, family. Thank y'all for being here, man. We'll just do this. It's okay. So the Timberlake Show is live, man, and we're trying to be anyway, and it's a lot of hurdles tonight, but that's okay. Things happen. We're not on X, we're not on Facebook, because that's not all configured, but we are live on YouTube. And the people are in the building, Johnson, and we got to let's bring the energy back. Come on, Timberlake. Let's get the energy back, Tim. It's okay. It's all right. You just got to remember these times for when things go well, then you forget, oh yeah, that's that piece of shit software that doesn't work, that I pay monthly for, I paid for a year. So now I'm going to have to try to fight them and get my money back and get out of the contract. Because they're not going to keep my money for another 8 months. So we're back here, Johnson. We're doing what we do. Let's see if we can get the content. Look, man, I got some stories, man. My prime story tonight is Snoop Dogg getting canceled. I can't believe they really trying to cancel Snoop, man. Yeah, man. Of all the things he's done, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. Man, they show their hand every time, don't they, Johnson? Man, they do not care. They'll let you know. They had no problem letting you know, Johnson. Why come this thing can't just be smaller? There we go. There we go. That's what I want you to do. There we go. Man, my systems are crazy here. So look, fam, we are doing what we do. Tonight we got some content. I'm going to go ahead and jump into. Hopefully we can jump into the content here. And I got to see if I can go grab it now that we're doing this. Now that we're doing this, Johnson, let's see if we can grab the content here. All right. Did that upload? There we go. Hang tight, fam. We are almost. No, it's still running. Okay. Got a couple more minutes, I guess. So, how's the wife and kids? Or how's the husband and kids? Or how's the single life? How my people doing, man? My people. How y'all doing, man? Everybody good? Shout out to my people out there, the Timberlake Wolfpack, to keep this show going. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Iron Man Oz in the building. My brother DJ Knock in the building. Shake. My big brother Shake, if he's anywhere, if he's watching right now. I don't know if Shake's watching. He might be. And I got to get my lights over here, John. There we go. Got this little accent light going on over here. Yeah, man. So look, man, it's a lot of conversation, man. A lot of drama's happening lately. So tonight I got a live stream because I got to record this content. And I like it, I'd rather record it with you guys, man, behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like to record this with you, we can record and upload, but why do that when you got the people? Is this thing right? I mean, is this? Why, man? Why? So who's in the comments, man? I got to wait for this damn file to upload with the clips, man. Self-care maven. Craig in the building. What up, Craig? See how crazy that is, man. What's up, Craig? How you doing, fam? Yeah, you know, I see people that I haven't seen in a while. I see Star Jammer, D Hall, Elizabeth Lunny, Supreme up in the building. Ebony's in the building with the wrench. Thank you, Ebony. I'm glad you came through, you know. We're going through technical difficulties. What can I say? It's Monday. The kids went back to school. Yeah, kids went back to school. So that's always a beautiful thing. Getting them out the house is a beautiful thing. Oh, yeah, man. At one point, Mrs. Black looked at me and she said, they're out of the house. Yeah, it's almost, you know, yeah, because you wish when the summer's going away, you're like, oh, man, the summer's leaving. But then you have to remember when the summer leaves, the kids do too. If only for a little while. Yeah, you got to remember the good side, the good part of the cold weather. Yeah, fam, so, you know, we're doing what we do here, man. I'm checking out the news cycle. I found a couple of things that I thought might be interesting. You know, and I want to share them with you. If the system will only act right, then we can have that conversation, you know. And like I tell folks, look, man, that's all we doing is having a conversation, man. We talking, man. I want us to just have this chat. I tell you what you missed because you were stationed in Chirac. You was busy. So I got to get you updated on all the news that you missed over the last 24 hours or so. You know how I get. You know what I'm saying? I know how I get. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Tim Black Show Wolfpack. The Tim Black Wolfpack are my people that support the show, man. These are the people that are part of the VIP community here on the Tim Black Show. This is my legacy mug, right? And what's different about this mug is that it's kissed by an angel. Now, actually, what it is, fam, is this. It's made out of crack. Yeah, it's got a little crack in it. Nah, man, what it is that I did something I've never done in the 13 years I've been doing content. And I've been selling merch for the last 10 or 12 years. I decided to do merch in-house. You know, because it was suggested. And, yeah, I still got a lot of these because it was a good idea to do this. But what's cool about it is I get to actually ship this to you. And that's always fun. You get something in the mail. I get to do the job of shipping it. These are fun times. It's not like I got anything else to do. The Tim Black Show, politics for the people. Politics for the people. That's what this is. Not politics for Donald Trump or the Democrats. This is not politics for MAGA. So that's what you do. If you want that mug, it's $20 to your door. That includes shipping. It's 11 ounces of fun. You know, good for the dishwasher, the dryer, whatever. You can put it in the bathtub with you if you want. You can microwave stuff, put some soup in there, a cup of ramen. You could do that if you want to. If you want to do that, you can put cereal in it. You can put liberal tears inside of it. All types of stuff fits. Hate, white man tears, black man tears, African braiding tears. All of it fits right in there, fam. That's right. Migrants running tears. Anything tears will work in this. Tears of joy would work as well. Let's be a little positive, Tim. You haven't pissed everyone off. Leave a little room. So that's what we talking about, family. That's what we do. So go ahead and let's get that cracking. I would really like for this thing to be ready, because I feel bad having the small talk. Oh, there it is. It's up. Okay. Don't play automatic, man. When I put this on, don't start playing. It didn't. Okay. Yeah, because I don't have the thing. Okay, I don't have the thing. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, if I go here and do this, right? Am I doing this right? Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Next.
Maybe I shouldn't even do it like that. I'm sorry, guys. I got to kind of figure this out on my own here. It's been a while. Let me remove this. Let's go to clips.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
There we go. That's what we want to do.
I don't like how shit in America is changing.
This is old stuff. No, that's not what we want. We want me to do it this way. This is how we do it here, Johnson. So there we go. This is what we do. Okay, I got you now. There we go. It's coming back to me. It's been a minute, Johnson. I had to kind of get them bearings straight. Let's see if this works. Y'all ready for some content?
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You could do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. No early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement is.
Incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way, it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important. Because the people in this country don't want to see our American flag burned and spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know, they gave me money to do this. I see the same things that you do. They're bad people. They're trying to destroy our nation. That's not working, because I think our nation now is the most respected nation anywhere in the world by far. You saw that with the European leaders on Friday. You saw that with NATO, where they agreed to go from 2% no pay to 5% fully paid up, trillions of dollars paid, where they respect your president to a level that they jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is an honor. I like Europe, and I like those people. They're good people. They're great leaders. And we've never had a case where 7 plus really 28, essentially 38 countries were represented here the other day. 38 European countries were represented. European and other countries were represented. And it was a great meeting. But your country is respected again. I say it all the time. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Everybody said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So it's an honor to be involved. And this group has a lot to do with it, right behind me. Does anybody behind me have any?
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
I hope this thing holds on here. Well, that was a whole bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. That's a load. That's a crock. Right there, that's a crock, Johnson. You know, there's a thing called, rights. First Amendment rights. Remember those things? They're Trumpy. Can't really get around them. Can't really executive order around those. Yeah, man. That's what I tried to say was about, keeping the peace because there are going to be riots because when you burn the flag, that causes riots. There hasn't been a single riot created by someone burning the flag. Not a single one. You know what I think there'll be riots? What will cause riots? Making it illegal to burn the flag. That's what I'm thinking, Johnson. I think it goes the other way there, Trumper. Oh, man, what's going on with the Epstein files, fam? Yeah, I saw the Ghislaine Maxwell, that prisoner recording she made. Sounded like she had a gun to her head, literally. My man DJ Knox sent me that. I listened to the first 10 minutes and thought, wow, they're turning the screws to her, huh? No pun intended, Chan. Yeah, man, she's like, Trump is everything. Trump is beautiful. He's once, he's twice, 3 times an angel. What I'm saying is I think Trump is trying to distract us once again with the nonsense, man. And look, don't get me twisted, man. I would prefer not have to say this. Trump is either dumb as a box of dirt, or he already knows what's going to happen. He knows they're going to kick this shit back faster than a Pele on goal. Yeah, they're going to kick this shit back like a Kid Capri track or Bernie Mac comedic riff. Kick it! You don't understand. That's going to be one of those moments. There's no way, Johnson. There's no way this is going to pass muster. Yeah, this is not going to work, fam. It's going to get overturned. This is going to be a big fat waste. You know what, Trump? You're a billionaire. You got to start paying when you do executive orders on shit. You know it's going to get totally kicked out right after you do it. You know what I'm saying? You should have to start paying for the legal fees out of your own pocket. So let's go on it. Pony on up, Orange Man, because this is bad. This is bad. I mean, guys, I remember back when I was a kid, when I first started working a professional type job, I didn't have a good bank account yet. So I went to a check cashing place, and I tried to use my work ID to cash my check. And I remember I was all proud of myself. I think I was working for Pitney Bowes. They had given me an ID, and it was real cool. It said Pitney Bowes on it. I was real proud of myself. I was like 20. I slid the guy my check in the thing, and then I also put my ID in and slid it to him. And he slid that shit back to me so fast, it was one fluid motion. Chunk, 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 chunk. This ID is no good, sir. So he said, no good, no good. It's right there on Rhode Island Avenue in Hyattsville. Yeah, right there, if you're from the area, DMV. That's what they're going to do with this, man. The courts are going to, Trump's going to, as soon as he signed that shit and slid it over to the world, to the country, the first court's going to be like, boop, out of here, Johnson. Here you go, Trump. Here goes your executive order. Go wipe a booger with it, because that's what it's worth. Yeah, man, you can't write executive orders that break the amendments. You got to go get your hacks in the SCOTUS to do that for you. At least go through the steps of these people pretending to be living up to their duty. Yeah, go do that. So yeah, I'm really scathing on this, aren't I? I'm brutal. It deserves it, man. Come on, man. This is so much shit I'm gonna take, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure people understand. I have my limits of overlooking Trump's bullshit. This is one of them, Johnson. I mean, this is, and you know what I think? I think this is a good one. I'm glad he did it though, guys. This is good. I'm glad he did this because by doing this, he exposes the hacks. Because I could have went the other way and been like, but you know, it's really good for America. It's really good. Like, if foundational black Americans, blah, blah. But yeah, this is really good to expose people that don't know shit, don't give a shit, and are full of shit. And when he does something this egregious, this outrageous, this stupid, right? It's a good opportunity, man, for us to kind of do a litmus test, kind of tell, you know what I'm saying? Kind of tell what kind of people you're working with. So do me a favor, guys. If there are other channels you watch and that you support, good. Watch as many channels as humanly possible. This is not just about me. I'm not telling you who to watch. But what I would like you to do me one favor, if I could ask this humble request. If they cover this story, they cover this fucking story. And they come up anyway, like if they don't sound sort of like me, question them or yourself. It's good to question yourself sometime. I've been having to question myself a lot lately. Yeah. I've been having to question myself, so it's okay. But, you know, Trump, just because it's good to make money off of Trump and just because it's good to do whatever the hell they're doing, it's great. It's not good to destroy the country behind it. It's not good to break all the human rights, everything, just to get an AdSense check. Okay? All right, Scooter. So you got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. You got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. You know, like I did a video, you know, where I had to agree with D.L. Hughley. You think I liked agreeing with him? Y'all know me, man. You think I want to agree with D.L. Hughley on anything? I mean, if we were both sitting somewhere and we were sitting next to each other and a lady came in and said, hey, anybody got the time? You two gentlemen have the time? And if we both had a watch on and he said, yeah, I know what time it is. And he said 11:55 Eastern Standard Time. I would look at him and I would want to say, that's not true. Because I don't want to agree with him on anything. No, I'd wait till it turned to 11:56 and be like, let me take a look here. I don't know about that. Hold on a second, sister. Hold on. What'd you say again? It's 11:56. He's wrong. Because I don't want to agree with D.L. Hughley on anything, but here's the thing. Ethics. We gotta have ethics more than I disagree with D.L.'s shitty takes. More than I disagree with the Democratic Party. I can't just come out here and curry water and lie and be a phony, right? Because me and you we have an agreement. And the agreement is Tim Black's not full of shit. So Trump's wrong, okay? He's just fucking wrong. If you take away people's right to burn the flag, next week it'll be, what are you thinking? Are you thinking things that are against the government? Yeah, they'll start doing that shit. You cannot allow. I'm not one of those people that get all paranoid every time Trump does something and go, see what he's trying to do is, he's trying to mind control, he want to take over, overthrow the government, then he gonna do this, and he gonna blow up everything and bring back slavery and cook people. And I think that book he signed, it really says how to cook Americans. And I think what he's trying to do really is he wants to take all the trans people and send them to Mars and put them in a Elon shuttle and send them all to Mars and blow up Mars. And I think what's going to happen is, see, I'm not one of them people. But if you start down the road of don't burn the flag, if you do, you go to jail for a year. Right. Well, then you're right on that street, and I cannot be a part of that street. the street of, what did that email say? Did you use the president's name in vain? Up! We're coming to get you and your children. That's when you start looking a little Nazi-ish. Little Nazis. We cannot stand that. We cannot have that. I will not partaketh. All right, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Remember, this is a Tim Black Show. We do this Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Join us. Join the movement. Stand for something or fall for anything right here on the Tim Black Show. Next. We good? We good. We all right? We all right. Anna, we good? That's it, Tim. That was a lot of bad words there, Tim. All right. I think we're loosened up. Let's see what else we got.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order.
This thing doesn't hold. I had to make every clip separate. Shit. Yes. It sucks. All right, guys. Sorry, I hate to do this to you. Okay, just to, this is the second part of this video I wanted to share with all my Democrat people, even though I realize I don't have many Democrats watching. Just a reminder.
BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
So I hope, Mr. President, that we can pass a law that criminalizes flag burning and desecration. I agree that this burning, this desecration that can happen to our flag is something that people have a right to ask this body to try to prohibit and prevent.
Next on deck with Tim.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there because what I don't want to do is make dumb liberals, lazy liberals or whatever, right, think we don't know what they're doing. Look, man, this is the thing. Remember, guys, I told you, and I stand on this. I'm in the books on this, right? It's in writing, in recognition, in videotape. Whenever the Democrats complain about Trump doing, they've already done that shit. She probably gave him the damn idea. Okay? I say it all the time. I know I got people that don't agree because they don't know. It's okay not to know. I do. That's why I said it. I have not run into an instance where the Democrats were complaining about Trump doing something that they hadn't already done or he beat them to doing it. Real talk, man. Sometimes they were right in the process of doing the same thing, like gerrymandering. They've been doing that shit forever. What do you think 20 million migrants are doing? Going into districts. Same thing they're trying to do with redrawing them. They did it the other way. Democrats did it the way they could do it because they had a president at the time that could open the floodgates and change the voting demographics of a city in a jurisdiction by the number of migrants and where they sent those migrants. Okay? So whenever you are thinking that, it's just the Republicans, it's just Trump, no. Hillary proposed that shit in 2006. Wasn't she a senator? I don't remember reading how she was a fascist. I don't remember it. I don't remember them saying it. I don't recall. She ran again. In 2002, 2 years later, she ran for president. Then she ran again. Hello. All right, let's go. Let's go, Scooter. Let's get it in. Let's go back to it, man.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Something that people have a right to ask this body to try to prohibit and prevent.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
As the mayor of this city, I can tell you that Chicagoans are not calling for a military occupation. They are calling for the same thing that we've been calling for some time, and that's investment.
Oh, I thought it was getting rid of your ass. Yeah, I thought he was going to say getting rid of me. Yeah, I thought he was going to say getting rid of their mayor. I'm sorry, I jumped the shark, man. That'd have been perfect, though.
The same thing that we've been calling for some time, and that's investment. What safe cities across America all have in common, they invest in people.
Yeah, migrants. They invest in migrants. Well, I guess migrants are people, but not citizens.
And that's what we're doing in Chicago. We need the federal resources to make sure that we're building more affordable housing.
For migrants.
Expanding mental and behavioral health care.
For migrants.
Education.
For migrants.
All of these things that could reduce crime and provide
for migrants.
Provide real community safety.
For migrants.
Instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars
for citizens.
For a publicity stunt to invoke chaos and terror, the federal government should spend that money
getting rid of migrants and getting rid of my ass out of this seat. It's called timing, sir.
Unproven solutions to crime and violence reduction. We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence.
What you talking about, Willis? He said we can't incarcerate our way out of violence. Okay, so get this right. Chicago has a police force. And judges and stuff. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? This is starting to sound dumb as hell with these people, man. It really is. We can't police our way out of lawlessness. Man, I'm gonna have a field day today, man. I'm gonna hurt some feelings tonight. Come on, Skippy, let's keep going here. Rodney.
We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world.
We still have the largest prison population in the world.
Without solving the problems of crime and violence.
We don't solve them by bringing in a bunch of migrants.
The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
It's also all those things to shoot in the head thy neighbor. It's this guy like, I got so much of this to deal with tonight, it's ridiculous because everybody's on this shit. All of a sudden, all of the Democrats have discovered jails. Yeah, it's crazy, man. All of a sudden, all of a sudden they discovered that we have a justice system that's a little corrupt. Ain't that something?
We cannot return to the same failed strategies that got us here in the first place. Under the previous presidential administration, we requested more federal resources to address gun violence in our city. We continue to make that same call. We have made significant progress on our own, but there is so much more that we can do if we had real support from the federal government.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Yep, you're goddamn right. Hey, people, Democrats going to lose again big time, man. They're going to get their ass molly-whopped come 2026. Yeah, man, it's going to be, somebody's going to have to call Child Protective Services on the Republicans for beating these kids. Listen, man, there is no excuse you can make for people getting murdered in their cities, getting victimized in their cities, having their property stolen in their cities. No one's going to want to listen to this. The best you can hope for is to say, hey, yes, thank you for your help, and let's get these programs. See, I'm a realist in the fact that I understand what you're saying. Most broke people, most people that have a good place to live, have a job, have a future, will now resort to doing certain things unless they're very high. And even then, being high mostly makes you docile, makes you chill. I guess it does depend on what kind of high you're on. You could be on that John Edwards. But what I'm saying is, fam, the idea that the Democrats are talking now that they just discovered that we have a punitive justice system. Yeah, it's almost as if, where the hell have you been this whole time? And you know what? I don't think the rest of America is going to be very much interested in an idea that this is not good. Yeah, lowering the crime rate in any amount of time will be considered as a win. You know what I'm not seeing? And I'm looking for it. I'm looking for all the statistics of all the citizens minding their own business who were hurt by these cops or these new arrivals. When I mean new arrivals, I mean the feds, the DEA, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security. I want to know what they've been doing, because when I look at the stats of what they've been doing, looks like they're locking up a lot of migrants. Yeah, it's like in D.C. they got like 300 in a week, like 10 days, like 300. That's the bulk of it. Then it was like a few guns came off the streets. They caught a couple homicide suspects. People saying that people are being harassed. People are saying people are being harassed, but I'm not hearing from people that so-called been harassed. I want to see these people that have been harassed, because every time I look, all I'm seeing is black people saying, hey, man, it's kind of nice out here. I'm not saying that means a whole hell of a lot. It's anecdotal. That's that person's personal opinion. But in some way, you got to see yourself clear of thinking like a regular human being. Yeah, some of these people, these college brain, these liberal college degree holding assholes, they don't remember that there are people who get hurt every day, who don't like pain, who don't like getting shot at, who don't like being in fear of being robbed or carjacked, or these things. And any hope of that being lessened sounds like music to their ears. And I don't just mean any type of music, man. I'm talking about some Frankie Beverly and Mays, man. You know? Some Roy Ayers. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, Johnson? Good shit. So you could continue to live in la-la land and not understand these things and not want to accept the Democrats, or you could get on board. But see, they can't get on board because they cannot admit less bodies in the morgue is a good thing. So my thing, once again, being very clear, I'm about to say it again when we play other clips. My thing is we need both things. You cannot tell people who live in these situations, come on now, we don't need to stop people from shooting you in the ass. We don't need to stop bullets from coming through your window. We need to take the long route of giving everybody a summer job next year. And then if we give people money, and then we got so many things that need to be done. You need drug interdiction. You need drug treatment. You need housing. You need a job, stable job. Like, you need a grocery list of things. Know this. You need a grocery list of things, and then that's going to take time to actually do something. Meanwhile, you do need police presence. Meanwhile, you do need added security. You do need that. You do. Oh, well, it's only 350 murders last year. That's down from 396. Yeah, until it's your baby. Till it's your child. And that's how they don't get. That's what they don't get. That's what they don't respect. I lost my daughter last year. And I'm never going to be over that, ever. Ever, ever, fucking ever. And I got these asshole Democrats saying, well, we need to do this and do that and do the other thing. Yeah, you know what? She was in the program, fam. Any person, any parent, any spouse, any child who's lost their parent, loved one, friend, lover, don't want to hear this shit. I give it to you. We need both. We need the programs to give people dignity, to give people access to opportunity. We need all those things. How many of y'all saw The Wire? How many Wire fans do we have? Do we got any Wire fans in the building? As I talk about this, I remember, I think it was season 3 of The Wire. When was it when they went to the school with the kids? Remember when they went to school with the kids and they had the white guy, you know what I'm talking about, right? Pes Belushi, was it him or was it somebody else? Nah, that's season 2. Anyway, it was this one guy, right? He was working with Bunny. Bunny, don't want you to call him Bunny. His name's Colvin, right? But Bunny, they were trying to work with the kids in the schools, and they were like, at a certain point, he was like, look, man, you know, we gotta get these mofos. They dangerous. They killing people. They don't give a shit. And I don't remember exactly how it went. Gotta go watch the shit yourself. But there was one scene where the guy was like, it's like, we need to talk to these kids and help them and XYZ, and we got to have a dialogue with them and everything. He's talking his shit. So the cop and him went in, because like he's a school psychiatrist. He's sitting in a room with a teenager. The teenager's like 14 or 15 years old. He's sitting across from. And he's talking to the kid. And he's like, we're trying to understand how you resolve conflicts. Kid was like, what? Resolve what, nigga? He's like, resolve conflict. How's things at home? Look, if someone hurt you have a sister? Yeah, I got a sister. What about her, Nick? Say, well, if somebody hurt your sister, what you talking about hurt my sister, man? This kid went off and scared the white guy. He basically boo-booed on himself right there in the room. And he realized, he came out of the room, he comes out of the room with the cop, he's like, maybe we need to start a little bit earlier than junior high school. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like high school. Can't start with high school. Maybe we go middle school. Let's go 6th grade, 7th. Let's do that. Because at a certain point, people are gone. And it would take a long time of rehabilitation to get people back. It's reality. Now, don't get me twisted. I believe that there are some people, there's some young people, for instance, these YNs they talk about, and I don't like that term, fam. But I understand it. Because when I was in D.C. and I got robbed, me and my friend got robbed with guns to our heads with people in masks, they were young and they were nervous. And them being nervous made me nervous. And all I could see was their eyes, and I knew they was black. And they was like this, give me all your shit. And I was like, just take it, man. I'm not moving. I got a son, he's 2. If you shoot and kill me right now, he won't even know who I am. He'll just see pictures. Won't you just take whatever you want, man? You can have a car. We don't need this shit. It's a gas guzzler anyway. You can have this. So when that happened to me, that's how I was. So, but still, I don't like that term. The point of the matter is, what I'm trying to convey is I understand that we need these other things done. But folks, if you've ever been a victim of that, if you thought you were not going to make it home, if you lost someone in D.C., I did. If you were almost as someone that was lost, I was. That's more than these people that are talking shit that don't know anything. It appears. We have a dictionary, an encyclopedia card, a book club card, and they're just talking about shit they read in theories. Yo, theories don't help grandma be able to get her groceries in the house. All right? Theories don't help the old man to be able to walk from his car to his house without getting hit in the back of the damn head for slipping. Right? Not keeping his head on a swivel. I'm tired of these people, man, who don't understand what people are up against. We need both, and it's going to take time. Meanwhile, you got to get these people, if you can. And once again, the problem is how they go about policing, how they go about this. Because we all know They're going to target black people. They're going to stop and frisk. They're going to harass us. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And for that, I am pissed off about that. I am truly pissed off about that. But I realize it is a conundrum. I'm not like these people who live in some other place in a gated fucking community, away from everybody, who don't understand what's going on and talking like, but we need to do this and do that and do. Yeah, and when that gonna happen? When we gonna do all this reinvesting you talking about? National Guard there now. All this reinvesting you talking about that gotta be done, and this thing will jump through this hoop, and then the government's gonna take half. Half is gonna go into some NGO's pocket. We know how this goes. We know the hustle. USAID, they already showed us how the money go. We know. So we can live in reality, or we can refuse to live in reality, and we can talk from a high moral ground. And by the way, we need to cut a deal while getting the deal is good, right? I don't think law enforcement is the answer, but I don't think it hurts to have more law enforcement. But you got to couple that with the other side of it. You got to have the programs. You got to have the stability. You got to have the resources in the communities. You got to have all those things. So if that's the critique, and I'm not hearing that type of critique coming out of the mouths of these liberals, I'm just hearing cops bad, defund the cops, give it to the cops, no cops. I rest my case. Let's keep going. It's going to be a long night. We still got other clips. We still got other people talking shit we got to deal with. My name's Tim Black. We do this Sunday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays right here on the Tim Black Show. Join us. You ain't going to always agree with me, but you're going to know where I stand on issues. Unlike these commentators in cable news media who won't tell you what they really feel about anything. All right. Let's get back at it, Johnson.
Next on deck.
And it is not the way.
Detector.
Governor, look, you understand very clearly what it means when the National Guard comes into your state, what it means when it comes in to a community. Donald Trump essentially said today that, you know what, not only was he not happy that he wasn't being thanked for this, he suggested that there are people who want a dictator. He says, I'm not a dictator. I'm being accused of being a dictator. But some people may want someone to come in and take control. So I wonder how you see this and what the options are for governors in this case.
Well, I mean, I have to tell you, I have such a different take than what we've just heard. They talk about a manufactured crisis. Have you been in Chicago? Have you been in Baltimore? But my daughter went to school in Chicago. I remember the day she graduated, there were shootings and killings right outside of her building. And in Baltimore, I have friends that go down to Johns Hopkins, get treated for medical conditions. I mean, they are nervous about ever going there. There are parts of Baltimore that he tells me he wouldn't go into. And this is not some right-wing person. This is somebody who wants to be able to go into some of our great cities and be able to be safe. Now, I do think it's important that if you're going to do this, you've got to define the mission. You've got to talk about your authority. And I think one of the earlier guest was saying that, well, maybe there's narrow ways to do it. I agree with that. But that just then says that there are ways to do it. And if I had had a crisis in Cleveland, we thought we were going to have riots or in Columbus or whatever, I would never have put, the fact that, well, I'm governor. So I would want to work with other people who wanted to help me. And look, what's been happening in Chicago has been terrible. The crime rate is high. The gang problem is real. I tried to get Arnie Duncan, the former education secretary under Obama, to run for mayor. He's out there trying to work to get, to deal with the gang problem. He didn't want to do it. But I think Chicago is a jewel of America. And we just cannot let lawlessness and fear dominate these cities. So, yeah, I think we need to know what the mission is. I think we need to know what the authority is. I think we need to know what the length is. But the idea that these cities are somehow fine, Oh, I think you're
I don't
just,
think
you're
anybody,
whistling.
I mean, listen,
I heard
I
the
take your
word
point.
manufacturing crisis. This is a manufactured crisis. No, it's not. It is a crisis. There are
Go
people
ahead,
at
Basil. You're
risk in
dying to
these
jump in
cities.
here.
But let
Yeah, Johnson, they are making it seem like it's fabricated. Like all of it is bullshit. Like we don't have situations where people are afraid, people are worried, people are, intimidated when they go places. Like, yeah. You should not have to be. We got people that got PTSD, man, just for living on certain blocks. They got PTSD like they live in a war zone, because they do live in a war zone. And I'm not just talking about Chicago. Okay? So I think Chicago gets way more attention than I think than it deserves in that regard. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a slur against Chicago when you can name other cities, man, and there are other cities. And there are also in red states that deserve just as much attention. You feel what I'm saying? And they don't want to talk about that. So that's part of the publicity of the political bullshit, right? And I want to... We can't... I said this on a live stream when my brother Shut Up and Dribble on X the other day. And my brother King Naheem was there, and some other good people were there. And I think the sister from Chicago Red was present in the room at the time, though we didn't have a chance to talk. We cannot fall for the okie doke by getting into the political back and forth, man. This ain't about sides, and if you're afraid at all of being called a Trump supporter or a Democrat supporter or a Green Party supporter, whatever it is, man, you're in the wrong business, right? Because it's not about that. It's not about what people call you. It's what you answer to. And as long as you stand on principles about the people, as long as your heart and your mind and your soul is with the people, don't worry about who scores points. We ain't in the game. So if I throw the ball and it lands in the basket for whatever team, that's just the basket the ball went into. I'm not aiming for baskets for political parties. But see, they got some of y'all too caught up on that. And I get the people that are pretending to be like they're regular citizens when really they're corporate hacks or they're Democrat friendlies and they're looking for opportunities, or they're conservative hacks, because there's liberal hacks and conservative hacks, right? Who are doing the same shit. Same thing, Johnson. But we can't worry about that because we're here standing on our square. We're standing on business for the people. So with that in mind, we approach all issues like that. This is not a manufactured crisis. There is a crisis. It would only take your wife being grabbed by somebody one time to change your whole outlook about life. And yeah, I hear these lying ass, these pathetic liars, man. And I know there's a lot of pathetic liars on the right. It's just, or maybe I don't have the bandwidth for all the lies. But for instance, I heard Ellie Mistel say, if I'm killed tomorrow by an undocumented person, make my children know. I don't care I don't care that they were undocumented. Like he wouldn't care that somebody has no business being in this country, took him from his kids, and even worse, took their fathers away from them. Just to stay on the side of the Democratic Party. It's like we're coddling violence. No, man, I can understand what you're going through. I can understand. I've been on my own when I was 17 years old. I understand the streets. When nobody taking care of me, I had to take care of myself in ways that weren't always pleasant. So I understand. But I can say I relate to your struggle, I relate to what you're going through, but I cannot condone nor look the other way when you hurt other people. I just will not do it. We got people that coddle that shit. They're coddling bad behavior. They're coddling people that are committing crimes who have options, man. Not everyone that commits. Look, let's cut this. We're gonna talk tonight or what? Are we gonna have a conversation? Let's cut this shit. Let's stop pretending that everybody who commits a crime has no other choice. Some people just want to make money, just want to dress in nice clothes and drive fast cars and sleep with bad women who like bad boys, who have money to spend. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's stop lying like everybody who commits crime, it's their stomach, their ribs are touching, their stomachs are empty, and they don't have a place to stay. Let's stop the lie. Let's stop the lie, Mark Lamont Hill. Let's stop the lie, Van Lathan. Let's cut the crap. Some people, the guys that shut up Dolph, the guys, for instance, the guys that shot up young Dolph, their ribs weren't touching. They weren't, they weren't home insecure. Okay? And I'm just picking one person. Picking one person. And I'm just picking one incident, right? The brother that was shot on live stream on Facebook, when they tried to take his chain, the guys that took it did not look to be malnourished. They didn't look famished. So this idea that all we need is social programs that give people physical goods will change things, we got to get up in here. This is going to take a long time to get up in here. Meanwhile, you know what? Those guys that are out there preying on people like cheetahs on gazelles, those people, they have no conscience. What don't you get? And you know what? They would agree with me that they don't need to be in the street. They need to be somewhere else because they are dangerous. They know it. My thing is, our criminal justice system is so shit, we ain't rehabilitating people and giving them access to resources that would help them turn the corner, remake their lives. These are all things that need to be done. But we can't deal with a problem if all we do is sweep it under the rug and say we need to give people more EBT cards. That ain't the only thing we need to give them. It's a lot of shit we need to give them. When I say I'm a Democratic Party hater, it's for those policies that move dads out of the homes also, okay? It's for those policies that sent them jobs overseas. Okay, so it's a process. It's the legislation, it's the policies that led us here. Them policies didn't happen overnight. Which leads me to my last point we're going to go on, John. So look, man, this shit Trump talking about is temporary. We're going to all talk about it until it be blue in the face. We can all bust blood vessels. This shit ain't permanent, okay? He ain't permanent. Bone Spurs is on his last legs, literally. And he's in his last term, literally. And this ain't something he could do long term if he wanted to. So it's going to take Congress to get that done, and I don't see Democrats going for it. And I don't see all Republicans going for it either. So, guys, we having a conversation. Meanwhile, I wonder all the shit that's been going on while we're doing this. Because we are talking about his wish list. All right. But I just want to put some texture around the issue because I'm tired of hearing liberals and progressives lie. David Pakman don't know shit about bad neighborhoods and bad people with mentalities where your life don't mean anything, who would rob you and shoot you in the head after they got the shit from you. David Pakman and Sam Cedar don't understand. These fucking pathetic-ass progressives don't understand that. They don't even think you should have a gun if one of them kids ran up on you. That if you did get the drop on them, that you could save yourself. They don't even think you should have that. Meanwhile, that kid and everybody in his crew got a gun. And they're against you having a gun to protect yourself when they come into your house. That's because they're not worried about them coming in theirs. And it's even worse, some of these people that talk all this shit got guns at home. Say what you want to say about Shamichael Singleton. He's a gun owner and proud of it and won't lie. Kamala talked all that shit. Meanwhile, she got guns in the crib. Hello. Talking about taking away everybody else's guns. Meanwhile, she got guns. And talking about she go to the range. Did you catch it? Huh? Missed that, didn't you, DL? Missed that little tidbit of information. It ain't like I dug it up out of the archives. It just was happening. She just said it. the last election. 12 months ago, dumb. All right. We're going to keep going, right? We're going to keep going. We good? All right. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Turn on all notifications, man. Why is it that the people that follow me don't have on all notifications? I mean, work with me. I'm working with you. I tried 5-10 times to get this live stream going tonight to get this free show. I'm asking you, cut on all notifications. Because damn, YouTube, it's embarrassing. YouTube sent me this shit. It's like 11% of my viewers have on all notifications. And it shows me that that's low. Like that's not, the average is like 16, 17%. I'm down here there. So work with me, yo. Made me feel that me doing all this, you know, made me feel like it's appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get them. Y'all ready? All right, let's go get them. It's more, man. These rich dummies about to catch. All I need is some talcum powder. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need. Wait for talcum powder. All right, fam. Now bear with me as I get us back to where we were.
Would want to work with other people who. And look, what's been happening. It is a crisis.
Go ahead, Basil. You're dying to jump in here.
But let's just talk about the logistics for a second. Number one, I don't think it's accurate that in your open you referred to it as Trump's military occupation. When Governor Hochul here in New York put the National Guard in the subways and in some crime-ridden areas, I don't think we referred to it as military occupation. Why? I ride the subways. I loved when they were there. I mean, law-abiding citizens love that. Are you kidding me? I wish there were more police officers and have one in every single car in the subway at every platform. We can't. That's why Governor Hochul said we're going to put them out and around. Law-abiding citizens, I don't see them objecting or looking to it as like it's a takeover by the military. I'm walking down the street. I walk out of my law firm at 1 o'clock in the morning in Midtown Manhattan, and I see a military guy there. You think I'm upset about that, or am I thrilled about it?
I think the reason why you may feel that way, Arthur, is because you maneuver in society with a certain privilege. The question is, who are these?
Well, hold on, what privilege? When I get on the subway, just tell me the privilege. When I'm dressed like this on the subway, I am a target. That is not a privilege. I'm a target. There's the guy who probably has a wallet and a watch.
Arthur, I want you to be
That's not
open.
privilege.
I want you to have a little bit of intellectual curiosity and be open and let me finish my point.
I'm very curious.
Thank you. I think when you ask the question, who is the militarized law enforcement there to protect, and who are they there to protect from? And so often in this country, particularly, that is how law enforcement swole their ranks. There was so much violence against people of color, black people in particular in this country, that they said it's okay to beat a black person, to murder a black person, but you gotta be wearing a be when you do it.
Who are the victims?
Do you want to listen, or do you can't talk and listen at the same time?
Well,
let me just tell you. It doesn't sound like it. My point to you is, I am telling you on the front lines what is happening. And there are militarized police force going in harassing longtime law-abiding citizens of Washington, D.C. And so when we, who are probably a little more familiar with American history perhaps than you, look at the military turning the police force on its own people, we remember the examples like Tulsa, when law enforcement dropped bombs on its own community. We know what it is like to have people.
We're far from that, though.
We are not so far. We are not so far from that. We are not so. We are actually not so far from that.
Hang on. We need to bring some numbers into this.
Next on deck with Tim.
Man, that's so damn disgusting, man. I don't even know what to say, fam. That's so damn disgusting, I don't know what to say. She invoked Tulsa. She invoked Tulsa. Black Wall Street being burnt to a crisp and people being killed over a 30-day whatever this is. Really? Hey, folks. bear with me. I'm gonna try to get it some. I've said so many things. I've said all the things, and I'm trying to find other things to say to combat the foolishness. I agree. When she said, "Hey, you're in a privileged position because cops are not looking at you. They're not going to be going after you. They're going after these people." Okay. You're of a demographic that the cops are there to protect, not the demographic that the cops are there to police. Okay? And I get that point. That was a good point. I appreciate that point. And yo, that's a shame. That's reality. It is. I'm not even going to try to wiggle out of that shit. See, I don't have to disprove that. We know that black people get over-policed. And when I say over-policed, DJ Knott, what I'm referring to is harassed. And I guess that's the word I should use. We get harassed by cops. No one wants to get harassed by cops when they haven't done shit. Okay, so that's a problem. Yeah. How can I say this where it makes sense? Listen, Tiffany Cross has money. Tiffany Cross don't want to get robbed, have somebody put a gun to her temple, touch her inappropriately. She don't want any of that shit. And if just before she said this segment, just before she recorded this segment, if she was getting the elevator or she was parking her car and that was about to happen, and it was somebody to stop it, she'd be glad they did. So I take everything with a grain of salt that she's saying. If just as she was about to come up to that office, there was some weirdo accosting her or following her, and then there goes a DEA guy or MPD or DC Police Department person, lieutenant or whatever, an ICE patrol, anybody, member of the National Guard, DEA, FBI, any of them, alphabet soups, they came up and stopped it and prevented it, she'd be very happy. Now, she probably wouldn't publicly say it because she can't. She wouldn't be able to publicly be able to say, thank God that cop or that person was there. But she know. And what I'm saying is, I don't have to wait for that scenario to happen. I don't want that scenario to happen. I do not wish that on anyone. I have daughters and I have sisters. I have a mom, I have a wife, and I don't want that to happen to them. And guess what? Even people that are committing violent acts or people that are involved in the type of lifestyle that is in this world, people that are living their life, they don't want their sisters and brothers and cousins and nieces and moms and aunts and whatever to deal with that either. That's what's crazy. Everybody wants their family to be all right. Everybody wants their family to be safe, even bad guys. And they don't consider themselves bad guys. They consider themselves living in this situation and having to do what they have to do. Some of them. Not all of them, whatever. But when we can't have an honest conversation, which CNN is not built for that, it's built for tag team wrestling. Yeah, tag team wrestling like the son of Jackson, whatever, that beat the shit out of that wrestler, beat him unconscious. I saw that clip. Like, that's what CNN's for. Isn't that what it is? That's what CNN is built for. It's built for us watching that type of carnage. That's what these programs have turned into. So it's not for useful dialogue. It's not for an actual exchange of information, even a civil debate. It's gaslighting and strawmanning and bullshit. Democrats and progressives need to admit it ain't a one-size-fits-all. And conservatives need to admit there's some uneven policing going on. That's a problem. Here goes a tough thing, and I gotta consider this. I gotta consider it. I don't want my son harassed. My son is 27 years old. I don't want him harassed. He has twists, locks. I don't want my son harassed. I also don't want my son shot. I have no reason to believe my son would be a person that would do that to another human being. But I'm not so certain that people around his age group or people that may see him are the same way. Get my point? So we're in a conundrum, aren't we? Because where I live at, which is only 15, 20 minutes from D.C., it's good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, hellhole. All right, neighborhood, all right, good, bad, all right, hellhole. That's what it is. And they intersect. And when you go places like metro centers, supermarkets, movie theaters, all these paths cross. Shopping, they all cross. Like Tiffany. So therefore, we got to be able to look at things, what they all call a thing. Got to call a thing. And being right about what causes poverty or what causes crime, the incubators that make crime, what fertilizes the soil, what prepares the soil for crime, even though we're right about that shit, that doesn't stop the fact we got crops already to be pulled. We got crops that are already grown and are producing new fruit every day. So it's not an easy call. And damn, when I look back at the 91, 94 crime bill, this ain't that. This ain't that, Johnson, because Trump is doing shit that's temporary. This ain't even Biden level. Where were these types of Democrats when Biden was signing away our fucking futures? Where were they? See, they're all playing team ball. They're all a bunch of liars. Because when they had an opportunity, some of them, not everybody, not Tiffany Cross, she wasn't here, she ain't a politician. What Trump is doing is very temporary. It's temporary, right? When the Democrats did it, when Bill Clinton and Joe Biden did it, who the world approved of so much they made him a vice president and a president. That was permanent things they were doing. Trump doing something for 30 days, and this is all we've been talking about. I rest my case. And some of the people that oversaw that were here to see what Biden did, and some people that know what he did, voted for him anyway. So miss me with all the fake moral outrage you have now for this temporary thing that ain't perfect, ain't even great. It ain't great. And by the way, guys, this thing in D.C., D.C.'s had stints. They had a stint in 2024 that was a longer stint of no bodies, nobody being murdered, no homicides in a longer period of time before this. So all that you conservatives keep hanging your hat on, this damn thing that's happening, which I say is good, but let's not be twisted. It did this on its own before for a longer period of time without all the money spent, without help. Let's keep it going, fam. Everybody want to they don't really want to get anything done. They just want their team to get a win. I got people that don't live in D.C. I see a bunch of accounts. They don't know anything about what's going on in D.C. They have no concern. They don't give a shit about the people of D.C. I'm like, he's doing what I asked him to do. Yeah, lock it up in words, because that's all you think. I'm not fooled by you. I'll take your viewership. Keep these lights running in here. But I'm not fooled because I know you don't really give a shit. You just want your guy to do well. Big difference.
Next on deck.
Like it. My point to you is, I am telling you on the front lines what is happening. And there are militarized police force going and harassing longtime law-abiding citizens of Washington, D.C. And so when
Marvin from Dallas. What's up, Marvin?
Hey, I hate Trump's guts, bro. I think he's a piece of shit. I can't stand him. Can't stand the fucking Stephen Miller. They just racist. This election was all about white supremacy. But, man, don't hold it against me. But there's a small part of me that kind of likes them going into the high crime areas of a city and doing shit just because I come from the hood and I have property in the hood and I know what it's like to be a property owner, to deal with what they call these young Negroes nowadays that want to hang out and just tear shit up and don't nobody think about
wait,
that.
so Marvin, let me stop you. Let me stop you. Because you said that you don't like Stephen Miller and you don't like Donald Trump and you believe the entire election was about white supremacy. Well, you sound like one of them now. You sound like one of them. And I don't know, and you live in Dallas. I don't know where you have this property. And if they want to go to high crime areas, they would go to high crime areas in quote unquote red states. As I was saying before, Marvin, it isn't about the crime. It's about power.
Mm.
And if we want to fix crime in our communities, like I said, we can look at Camden, New Jersey. We can look at Baltimore, Maryland. We can look at Washington, D.C., of how to better these areas. We're not going to have perfection, but we certainly, this idea of going into these areas that are crime-ridden, and you bring up young Negroes. You were young at one point. I don't know why you're saying terms like young Negroes. So for what you're critiquing the president and Stephen Miller of, you sound just like that. And that's not helpful. And I would also push you, they should look into crime in Wichita, Kansas, and Anchorage, Alaska, in areas that doesn't have these quote unquote young Negroes. So let's not critique them and then sound like them. Let's critique them and hold ourselves to that same standard. Go ahead, Marvin.
Clay, I understand what you're saying, but that term young Negroes, that's what they call themselves. They that bad.
No, that's what you're calling them. You're calling them that. You're on radio. You're calling them that. And you sound like the folks you just began critiquing. And there's plenty of young black kids who don't call themselves that. And even if they did, why are you saying it? Even if they did. But the point is, it's not about the crime. If they really wanted to fix crime, they'd raise that minimum wage. If they really wanted to fix crime, they wouldn't have gentrifiers moving into our areas with these crazy real estate developments like the Opportunity Zone that Tim Scott was a part of.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about the crime. They don't care about your property. They care about themselves. And you sound like one of them. So the way to fix crime, you hold your elected officials accountable. You go to city council meetings. You vote properly, locally and beyond. Work with a nonprofit. But you're getting joy of seeing people go into areas, and he's not even going to areas that have the highest crime rates. So you're just not making any sense. Final comment.
I understand what you're saying, Clay, but you know how much it costs me to replace an AC, bro? When somebody want to come.
Where do you live? Where's your property?
I have real estate in Dallas. I have real estate in the worst neighborhoods in Dallas.
Okay. Great. Well, then why isn't Trump calling the National Guard to Dallas? The reason why is because your red governor in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott, he isn't doing anything about it. So you're bringing up, we're talking about Chicago and D.C. You don't even have property there. So crime is the issue all over. Poverty creates crime in many ways. But you're celebrating them going to another area. And let me tell you something. If the National Guard ever comes to Dallas, which it won't because Governor Greg Abbott wouldn't ask for that, and Trump loves Texas, do you think that'll bring down all the crime in your area? No. It's not going to do that. You just sound nonsensical because you aren't even in an area that's being targeted. And again, it's not about the crime. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's dollar signs, man. People tired of people getting their stuff stolen. We're tired of this damage. This cost me thousands of dollars, man. So I know what you're saying. I know we'll agree to not to disagree, but people tired of getting their stuff stolen and having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars because you got bad kids around. And so anytime we see an opportunity to fix that, we're going to do that. If we're doing right, we're cool. But if somebody else don't have that mentality,
how is what Stephen Miller and Donald Trump doing an opportunity to fix that? Because you just, how is that an opportunity to fix? You're celebrating them going to areas where you don't have property. How is that an opportunity to fix it?
I just think it's just people, when we see something after you've been victimized so long, and you see some help coming,
again,
you're gonna take the help.
again, how is that an opportunity to fix that, bringing the National Guard in, as you're blocking D.C. from getting $1.1 billion that's happening among House Republicans? How is that an opportunity?
I just feel that why get mad when somebody wants to bring some help when the current people can't?
You're the one that called in and said that you can't stand Stephen Miller and Donald Trump. So I'm going to ask you again, how is that an opportunity to fix that? By sending in the National Guard and taking over Washington, D.C., and at the same time blocking D.C. from $1.1 billion. Is that a good opportunity? Blocking them from $1.1 billion? Is that good?
I think it creates an opportunity to start some change.
What change would that create? Would you want House Democrats to block $1.1 billion in Dallas, Texas? Would you want that?
To do what?
No, I wouldn't. But if they brought something else to the table,
okay, got you. You wouldn't want them to do it, but you're okay them doing it in D.C. House Republicans. You're not making any sense.
Clay, they're not going to do anything. If they get the money, what are they going to do with it, Clay?
We already have a 30% drop in crime. Crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low. Alan Orr lived in D.C. for 30 years. You already see the results in that. It's a 30-year low in crime. We already see that. And so when you take away the funding, when you take away the resources, that might create more crime. So in reality, what they're doing might react to more crime. How is what you're saying? You just called in. Marvin, who did you vote for?
I voted for Kamala Harris, but you're not putting a face to the statistics. You're not putting a face to the statistics.
What are you talking about? You don't even know what the face is. You live in Dallas. Turn them off. Turn them off. That's just pointless. See, this is the scary shit. You know how a lot of folks talk about that 94 crime reform bill?
That's exactly what I was going to.
You know how that began in many ways? It was the hysteria around crime.
Mm-hmm.
And they create that 86 Anti-Drug Abuse Act,
That's right.
the 88 Anti-Drug Abuse Act under Ronald Reagan.
Right.
And there was a need to fix the crime, versus fixing the crime, versus changing policy, versus, I don't know, taking cues from former D.C. Mayor Marion Barry or taking cues from former Atlanta Mayor Maynard Jackson. They just said, let's arrest more people and have harsher sentences. That'll fix the crime. That only increased the crime.
That was about the numbers. They just wanted numbers.
Yeah.
Crime is down because we arrested all these black people. Do you feel safe?
Okay, that was Clay. Clay. Does it say it at the end? I'm going to give him credit for that. Okay, perfect. Let's go. So, there have been people that said Tim Black. I remember this person. It's a person. Well, a lot of people. Someone said Tim Black, I watch everybody. And all of you sound the same, basically. Little slight differences. I watch Clay, and I watch Tiffany, and I watch this person. And, you all get rolling, and you all say the same things. No, we don't say the same things. Clay is a Democrat. And he's repeating Democratic talking points, which are nice if you're a Democrat. But if you're a person living in reality, I wonder where Clay lives. Where do you live, Clay? Been robbed before, Clay? Had guns to your head, Clay? Lost a loved one, Clay? Maybe you'd be different. This idea that this temporary stay in D.C. is the end of the world is ridiculous. Once again, this is not legislation to recreate the 94 crime bill. By the way, Clay, did you vote for Biden? I mean, you asked this caller, who he voted for, as if that was a gotcha moment. Who'd you vote for? You voted for someone who instituted Biden-like policies in her own town, in her own city, right? You voted for that, and you voted for Biden. You're complaining, and you're using that as a reference, though you didn't punish that mofo when you had an opportunity to. And I'm pretty sure if you would have ran again against Trump, you would have let him back in there again. You didn't give a shit. Stop. Get off your damn high horse, and let's be real for a second. No one thing you do is going to stop crime, Johnson. It's a cumulative effect. As I stated earlier, here goes my analogy. There is a land. There is a way that you got to treat the ground, the soil, so that you get crime. Crime don't just happen, Johnson. It's not just a person being a bad person. You know, Cain and Abel. It's not just that. When we talk about the type of stubborn, systemic crime that we're talking about crime that is cultivated. Like seeds that are planted that must be watered. And what's planted is hopelessness, desperation, fueled and watered with loss of jobs, no opportunities, bad schools, school to prison pipeline, parents underemployed. Like there's a whole grocery list of things that are needed to create the type of atmosphere that you're talking about in Wichita, Kansas, that you're talking about in Anchorage, Alaska. If those exist there, I don't know. You could have just been pulling that out your ass to just name white places. I don't know. Since I advocate for black Americans, I'm more concerned about wherever black people are at. Not Anchorage, Alaska, and ain't a lot of black people in Wichita. But fine, whatever. And guy next to you just nodding at whatever you say. Very Roland-esque. Mr. Immigration guy. His whole thing is to help more illegals get in the country and stay here. That's the other guy sitting next to Clay. So these are Democrats with Democrat talking points that ain't really advocating for black Americans or even advocating for poor people. Okay? Poor people are disproportionately the victims of crime as well. So we can't just act like it's one thing. And okay, so since having a higher police presence won't solve the systemic issues that are present, we don't do that. We don't do anything. We just keep throwing money. And the money, where does it go? And by the way, this statistic that you think is a game changer, this 30%, that is still high as shit compared to a lot of other places. Yeah, I stopped eating 30% less calories. Yeah, I'm down 30%. I'm down 30% calories. Still a fat ass, right? Still got heart disease. Well, if I did, I'm saying. I don't, but if I did. What difference was it? How big of a flex is it to say to the obese person who weighs 500 pounds, I lost 30 pounds in 20 days. Look at the results. Yeah, but they need an operation. They need that wrap around the stomach thing to save their lives. They need a full change. All these things need to happen. Sometimes people got to go in and get the operation, Johnson. Don't get it twisted, man. I understand what Trump is doing. I don't think Trump is doing this for altruistic reasons. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's not. Nah, I'll say he ain't doing this because he's trying to save America. I don't think he is. But you know what? I don't think Biden was trying to save America either. And I don't think the Kamala was trying to save America either. And I don't think any of these politicians with the big names behind them, the big D, the big R, I don't think they're trying to save America either or save black people either. I don't think that either. So when we start getting into motivations, you lose me, man. Because only a moron believes Biden has been operating in a way, or that he was operating in a way to help black people. Only dummies think that. And people that are paid to say that that's what he was doing, So no, saying that crime was down don't mean a lot of shit if it happened to you. Yeah. Mike Tyson was a knockout artist. He knocked a lot of people out. There are Mike Tysons walking around the hood, knocking mofos out daily. And maybe they cut down on the number of people they knocked out. But if you were one of those people last week or one of those people last year and your jaw's wired shut for the next month, you wouldn't give a shit that he had cut back. He started getting counseling. So I'm simultaneously putting myself in two places. It's like everyone that I hear from on the Democrat side, the liberal side, they're all talking from the same point of view. No one talks from the other point of view, and then you demonize people. Man, a business owner has a right to say, hey, man, we need to stop this crime. It's killing me. A business owner should be able to say that without you going at the business owner, calling him racist. Nah, man, business owners should have the right to say that. I don't fault him for saying it. And he's using vernacular that is common, that's being used, that's been popularized. I didn't create it. He didn't invent it. He was doing it to be cool, to say what other people are saying. If you're not going to hold the here he goes. We need to hold our elected officials. He said all of the shit that people fall out of the mouths of progressives that they don't do, that they never do, and that they don't hold their candidates responsible to doing. So shit like, we need to give everybody programs, and we need to do this, and we need to save the whales, and we need to invent new ways, and we need to all talk to each other, love each other, and we need to do all these things, and then hold our elected officials accountable. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. When is that going to happen? You didn't hold Biden accountable, and he was right there the whole time, Clay. How accountable did you hold Biden? You know why I know you didn't really hold him accountable? Because you got a Sirius XM show, bitch, and I don't. You got a Sirius XM show, and I don't, because you didn't hold him accountable. There's my proof. You're right now you've been on shows. You ain't been blackballed. So how you gonna say you held the last administration accountable when it was Democrats if you got a job? That person that compared me to Clay, you disrespected me. I'm nothing like this guy. He's a hack. He know it. Him, all of them. Because if they're on national TV, on these networks, they could not have won against Obama. You know how I know? Ask Tavis Smiley. There it is. Just ask Tavis Smiley. Okay? Because if you go against the grain, your ass you get burnt like propane. There we go. You go against the grain, you get burnt like propane. I don't know. Had to come up with something. So there we go. What else did he say? Highest crime rates. They're still in catalytic converters. I told my man, yeah, they're stealing people's catalytic converters out of their cars while they're at work. Or they're waking up in the morning, no catalytic converter. Yeah, that's a reason to be very upset. To the person who walks out to their car they just finished paying on, that they no longer have full coverage on, and they come out and the goddamn catalytic converter's gone. They would want to, I wish somebody, I'm going to do them a favor, and I'm going to tell you to go F yourself, Clay. To all the people that woke up today to no catalytic converter. Yeah, I'm doing them a solid. I'm hooking them up by telling you to go suck on a exhaust pipe. Step in front of something moving fast that's made of steel. Because we understand that those people that look like us cannot afford it, Clay. We can't afford it. We can't afford to be as benevolent and nice as you, and as cute and sweet and about crime as you, because we're the victims of it. Contrary to popular opinion, contrary to what these black faces in liberal places will tell you, black people hate crime as much as white people do. We're more, and you know how I know? Because we're the victims of it more than often. More often it's us who are on the receiving end of it. Yeah, we hate it too. It's okay to hate it. They make it seem like if you hate crime, that you hate your people. They make it seem like if you're against crime and you want crime to end, that you're afraid or you're scared, that you're afraid for you and your children or your property, that you don't love black people. And that some programs are supposed to fall out the fucking sky that fix everyone. And like I stated before, and for anybody who didn't know, there's some people that are so far gone that we're going to have to put them somewhere while we figure this shit out, because they'll kill you and your mama after they get the purse. You understand what I'm saying? And those people are bad people. And the meth that's being dealt in these white neighborhoods and black neighborhoods, the fentanyl, the carjackings, it's not just murder. It's all the other goodies that are sprinkled on top, Johnson, that make life hard as shit. When they stole my wife's car, man, we were back to the bus. And you may not care about that, Clay. That may not be a big deal to you. But you know what? Back in 1994, 1995, when they did that shit to us, it was everything, Clay. Because I couldn't just go to my parents and go, hey, Dad, hey, Mom, got 3 or 4 grand laying around? It is what it is, Johnson. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett never had those problems, did she? She went to a school. See, here's the problem, guys. This is why we will never see eye to eye. Their main spokesperson for the Democrats right now is Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett, her family spent for her elementary school more money than I made that year when I was in my early 20s. You understand what I'm saying? This type of person don't understand anything we're going through. All they know is they've seen a couple movies and they've been around some black people, they listen to rap music, and they know what excites black people. But they don't really know us any more than white people do. Not really. They don't really know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have no fucking clue. Obama has no clue. Jasmine Crockett has no clue. I don't know about Clay. I don't know his story. But these are the people talking for you. Next, Clay will come out and tell you, all black men need a gay mentor. That's next, right? All right. Because that's in the Obama playbook. Yeah. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. This is the Tim Black Show. We do this Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here. No punches pulled, only real conversations. Be a part of it. Join the movement. Support the Tim Black Wolfpack. Go to jointimblack.com. I think we're going to end this on a Snoop note. Y'all ready for some Snoop? Let's talk about Snoop. Let's get into it.
Next on deck with Tim Black. Deck with Tim Black.
It was a movie with Buzz Light.
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Keke Palmer is in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Keke's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it's fuck me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
Uncle Snoop criticizes the LGBT.
Damn. Before we get to consciously, strawmanly, gaslightly, obnoxiously, before we get to him, let's go back to, let's focus on what Snoop said. Because Snoop said he wants to take his kids to a movie. He took them to a movie, and on the movie screen, it was a Lightyear movie, which is a spinoff from the Toy Story, and there was a gay couple, and the gay couple produced a baby. And one of the children was old enough to know, that don't make no sense, Uncle Snoop. What going Snoop? What going on? How that make baby with no guy, no man, no dad? There's no daddy, Snoop. It's two women. How they make a baby? Snoop said, hell, man, I don't like being in this position. Keep watching the show, man. I didn't write this. You keep watching. Oh, God, this is difficult. This is a bad situation. What am I telling him? But no, not Pop. No, Snoop. No, Uncle Snoop. Don't they both have innies? Don't they both have the JJs? How they make a baby? Snoop, Uncle Snoop. Snoop said, they don't like me put in this situation, man. I'm scared. I don't know what to say. I don't know the right thing to say. To me, very light. Very light. Very what Tim Black would say. Very not Archie Bunker. Very not Al Bundy-ish. Very much not the 80s where he grew up, or the 90s even, response. Not a very Eddie Murphy response. Woo! 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 No. None of that. These people are trying to cancel Snoop. And as a black man talking about, in fact, the podcast is very interesting. He was talking about a lot of very interesting things, and he was being very thoughtful. And here he was being a little comedic, a little bit, but he was also speaking to some truth about society and the fact the over-feminization of little boys in homes, it seems like the girls are becoming more masculine and the boys becoming more feminine. And it was in the Giving podcast, Giving. It's Giving, I think it's called. Very interesting podcast. Beautiful sister was the host of the podcast. Not a bunch of guys sitting around talking about gay people. It was a black woman. It's her podcast. Interesting podcast. But of course, that's not what's going to go viral. We don't care about building up the black community. We don't care about the part where Snoop was talking about his amazing, successful marriage and how he's been able to stay with the same woman for so long with so much money in his damn pocket. And her too. She got money too. They both very successful. You know what I'm saying? And how that's been able to, so that's interesting. Besides this segment, go watch the podcast. And when I put this out as a clip, I'm going to link you up. Okay? So now let's go to obnoxious, clout-driven, gaslighting Lee. Because that's what he is. I just met D.L. Hughley. Man, you ever look up for somebody forever and then you meet him, man? So he's just as happy as a pig in shit. So happy he getting accepted into the ranks of the Democrats. That he could be a hack and pick up money and say nothing real. Let's go. Let's let him go, Johnson. Let him cook and then we cook him.
Next on deck with Tim.
It fuck me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
Uncle Snoop criticizes the LGBTQ representation in children's films, saying, I'm scared to go to the movies. You scared? We know what is defined as discrimination or aversion or fear of homosexuality, of gay stuff, right? We know what it's called homophobia. This textbook. I told y'all, folks use the LGBT community as a mode of solidarity with them folks across the aisle. This man was at the crypto ball talking about can the crypt get into crypto, but you ain't speaking on none of the policies, none of the things that's going on in LA from the person that you was chilling with, Donald Trump. You ain't speaking on none of the folks that's losing health care, that's losing access to education, that's losing the ability to afford groceries because of this president that you decided you want to do crypto with, but you want us to focus on movies? Not movies? So the kids, you more focus on the kids going to the movies and seeing but you ain't worried about the kids losing access to education. Kids losing access to free lunch. This what you worried about, OG?
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
I do detecteth bullshitteth. Yeah, lots of bullshit here. Consciously, I'm looking back at what Snoop said, and I'm saying maybe I'm not conscious, but I don't think I fell asleep. I wasn't unconscious. I don't think he said he was afraid of gay people. I think he said he didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to respond. Yeah, he was afraid. He didn't know what the right things to say. He didn't want to say the wrong thing. Actually, what he was saying is that he had respect for those people, and he didn't want to say no negative things about it. Didn't know exactly how to deal with the situation. That's being honest. Like you, for instance. You get an opportunity to be around a bunch of Democrats. You fanboying like a little girl and shit. I seen you. you don't really know how to deal with the fact that these people are not your friend. And all the questions and all the things that you're throwing at Snoop about he went to a crypto ball. Why did he talk to his boy Trump? Dude, you've been hanging out with Democrats. They ain't doing shit for us. You've been, for years, I've seen you on TikTok kiss the Democratic Party ass. What have they done for us that's been so amazing? I'm trying to figure that out. You know, Democrats are in the toilet. Democrats are super duper in the toilet with Democrats and with the rest of the country. Lowest numbers they've had in like 30 years. But you don't have much criticism for them. I notice all your criticisms for Trump, even when he wasn't in office. What were you criticizing when Biden was in office? I wonder if it was Biden and Kamala. I don't think it was. You say Trump is you say that Snoop is homophobic. Because he used the word scared, and then you took it, you gaslit. People call you a good debater. You're not a good debater, you're a liar, dude. Young man, you're a liar. You just lied through your teeth. That's not what Snoop was saying. He didn't say, I'm scared of gay people. Why would he be scared of gay people? He's a fucking crip. Scared of nobody. What are you talking about? He ain't a blood, is he? He ain't crip, right? Okay, I don't know. I get them mixed up. I'm not affiliated. What you just did does more damage to LGBTQ than anything. You know what? A lot of LGBT people don't think that you should put that shit in kids' cartoons. A lot of gay people feel the same way. I know you got a lot of loud, purple-haired, red-haired, pink-haired liberals, progressives, whatever they call themselves, anarchists, whatever the people that are actually your support base, your fans that are white, that you cater to, because you kissing their ass right now. You're not even part of that community, and you kissing that ass, aren't you? Lips puckered. Newsflash, they don't like that shit either. They don't like kids being exposed to things above grade level. Yeah, they're not with it either. And you know what? A lot of gay people don't like all that trans shit you be championing. That you've been virtue signaling to the progressives to get more opportunity to give speeches on campuses. So you can put a couple dollars in your pocket. So you ain't got to get out here and do a real job. So consciously, like, I'm not here to defend Snoop. Snoop can defend himself. But what I'm saying is this is petty. Snoop is saying what anybody would say. In fact, when I saw this clip, I was with my wife, and she had taken the kids to see it. And she said, yeah, I saw that. And she is not homophobic. She ain't afraid of gay people. We don't think it was cool when our grandbaby saw that. Luckily, they didn't catch it, really. Because at the time, I think my grandbaby was 4 or 5. She missed it, right? And maybe she would. Maybe if they did ask her, she handled it. I don't know. But that doesn't make us homophobic because we have a tolerant level. We can protect our kids from anything we don't want them to see. What's the difference? See, this is where we have I have a moral problem with you guys. Why should elementary school age children be dealing with such adult type of orientation, sexuality type shit? Why? Because you want them to? Don't we as parents get to make that decision? Shouldn't we be allowed to do that the same way I get to decide if I want them to listen to the latest hip-hop song or to watch a G-rated or a PG-13 movie? I get to make that determination, obnoxious. I get to make that decision, not you. And you don't get to call me names just so you can move up the ranks of the Democrats by doing so. Snoop had an excellent podcast with his sister. They talked about a lot of issues that actually help keep communities together, that actually built up the black community. What you talking about ain't even about the black community. And some of that shit that you cited was about migrants. Because that's how I know your whole card. Yeah, because see, you talking about people getting deported, people getting knocked off who don't have citizenship in this country. So they already broke the law to get in this country, and you want them to stay, and you don't care that those people get preferential treatment over black Americans. Let me ask you this, conscious, obnoxious, since you went after Snoop. Do you think that black people are negatively impacted by the influx of immigration in this country? And I'm talking about legal and illegal. the way you answer that question would determine if I think that you're a true advocate for Black America or you're just a person posing. If you're just another another black face put in place by a liberal base and a progressive base that don't give a shit about black people. Because see, I believe, this is my belief. It's not out of hate, it's out of realism. If you call yourself a black advocate for the black community, but you do not have a negative critique of immigration policy and how it impacts black community, I question if you're a true advocate for Black Americans. I've seen studies that show when immigration go up, so does the incarceration rate of black men. You know the group you're supposed to care about, consciously. See, more people need to expose you. More people need to call you out. And for the record, Snoop didn't put this out as a separate clip trying to get publicity out of this shit. He did a podcast where he was asked a question and he expanded on that question. So to make it seem like he's doing this to go at gay people, that's just goofy. You know, it's just like I'm in this. I create content just like you do. So look, we both create content to get eyeballs, to get awareness. That's what we create content for, the people to see our content. Or we just create it and put it in our book bags or keep it on our hard drives and not upload it to the internet. But this particular conversation with Snoop, it wasn't clout chasing. He already got clout. He wasn't saying it. I do not believe he was saying it in order to degrade a group of people. Snoop don't want problems with them people. You just try to give him problems because you're mad because he saw Trump and you just revealed yourself. See, you busy playing red shirt, blue shirt. And what I'm trying to do is trying to make sure my people got a shirt to wear. Fuck out of here. All right, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Remember, the Tim Black show, we live stream. We live stream on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the technology's correct. I want to thank my moderators, Ebony Buck and the one and only Black Mamba. I think we had a good show tonight, regardless to what happened with the tech side. I want to thank those people that stuck around for me, man. The Tim Black Wolfpack, you guys are amazing. Thanks for having my back. Let's read off some comments, fam. Let's see what we got, man. We got Jorge Purnell says we got another agent of chaos. My brother. Lawrence Jones says they got smoke for our citizens. Having the same red carpet treatment in these countries, and that's suspect. Yes, they do want to get those people the red carpet treatment into our country and leave us outside. And that's why I say, I got them so dead to rights, whether it's Mark Lamont Hill, Tiffany Cross, Joy Reid, any of them. See, if you truly advocate for Black Americans, you don't get to have those jobs. Van Lathan. If Van Lathan was Tim Black, you don't get to be Van Lathan. You can't do both at the same time. And since none of those people, none of them support what I do, including D.L. Hughley and the rest of them, even though they know I'm doing the work that they can't do and still do what they're able to do at the level they're able to do it. So when I see them out here, I go at them. Because they know, and I know, they on that bullshit. And they can't lie. To me, they can lie to people that don't understand that falsely believe these people are riding for us or not. Because if you ride for us for real, you're going to be questioning both Republicans and Democrats. They do all their questioning of Trump and no question of Democrats, and that says it all. And just saying you're not a Democrat, so now Tiffany Cross is running around doing a Roland Martin, saying she ain't a Democrat. As if that means something. Your words say something. Like that means something. Meanwhile, they're going to vote the lesser or greater evil every time. Go out and vote for Kamala 4 more times if they can until she wins. Just to put a black woman in there who has the same policy of Obama or Biden. And they'll shut the hell up while she in there. Because that's what they stand on. Their careers. I want to thank the Wolfpack for being here, man. This is beautiful. I love it when a plan comes together. I planned this all, right? All I'm done, fam. Have a great day. I'll see you on Wednesday right back here. Meanwhile, go to jointimblack.com. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack, starting only $5 a month. That's all, man. I don't want a lot from you. We ain't many, but we plenty. Let's go deep. What's up, fam? DeAndre, good to have you, my brother, as always. Neo Mangelo. Malcolm Rex. We out. I got music I can play. I don't know.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
I don't even know what I got here.